Hello, and welcome to episode 160 of Nintendo Therapy, your weekly celebration of all the things Nintendo and Nintendo news, Nintendo rumors, all that jazz. Joining me this week to do all of those things is Sean
Hello.
and Harrison,
Hey guys,
both
welcome
underneath
back.
me. And fellas, this week we finally get, well, we had a lot happen this week, but the one that I am very excited about, Virtual Boy.
Yes.
Finally
Is
got
it
the Virtual
lighter
Boy.
at least than the
It's
original?
much lighter. Yes, it's much lighter than the original. Um, and the game's finally dropped. We had like a group chat going that day about it where there's various different tricks that you can use with the headset. I don't know if anyone wants to talk about those. Like you can get the 3D mode in Breath of the Wild and uh the Mario one, Mario Odyssey going. You have to take the red visor off and I think do something
Okay.
else. Yeah, yeah. But other than that, it worked. It's just I don't know if there's something you can play with in the HD settings, but the way the Virtual Boy is set up, like its image is like a million tiny squares, almost like Pan Scan used to be.
Oh, yeah,
Um
yeah.
So there was still that, like, the image wasn't, like, HD, but the 3D did work in the games, so that was
I've
kinda
heard
cool.
it displays better, obviously, because it's a more powerful screen,
I think it's
so I guess it
brighter is what it
brighter.
is. I mean, I haven't that's why I'm so excited about this thing is I haven't had my Virtual Boy since I think I sold it, like, around the time I got my Nintendo 64, probably the next year. Because back then it's so weird to think about now. We didn't, like think about the previous gen. We just moved on. Every time something new came out, I don't think I started looking backwards until the PlayStation 2 was reverse compatible and I would start playing PlayStation 1 games. And right around the same time the GameCube came out, and I remember during the GameCube era, Funko Land had like $5 Super Nintendo games, so I would dig through those. But
Yeah.
up until like that post 2000s era, you didn't look back. Like a new system, the Nintendo 64 came out, and you were just like, okay, let me go trade in all my stuff. I probably traded my Virtual Boy in then and got all my Nintendo 64 stuff. So, um, yeah, it's been since 1995 that I've or 96 that I've played a Virtual Boy and just so excited. I've played the games on ROMs, but I haven't had that true immersive experience since then. So that was really cool. I played all the games this week. Harrison, I'm sorry. When I organize my games by playtime, the Virtual Boy has already got more playtime than a short hike. Uh,
Well, short hiking's not
yeah,
that long.
yeah. And that's it. It's kind of funny though, because like I haven't played that much Virtual Boy this week, but it did move ahead of something. um
Yeah, I'll get to
and
try it
yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, Red Alert was better than I remembered. I don't know. I'm just reaching a point where I'm getting like very content with my Switch and it's perfect, like the perfect time to do Year of the Backlog because I just like I have my Virtual Boy games on there now. I have so many Zelda games, so many Metroid games. It's getting to the point where the list of what I'm missing is getting really, really short in terms of games from my past that I want on there. There's
Yeah.
obviously always going to be new games that you look forward to, but games from when I grew up, it's almost all there. You've got all the Final Fantasies, the Metal Gear Solids that I've been playing, 4 Pikmin games, all 3 Luigi Mansion games, uh, Mega Man 1 through 11 we talked about, like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's crazy. It's, like, all on there.
Yeah, it's
So and
definitely my retro console as far as collections, because
yeah.
Castlevanias, I got all those. The Turtles, got a bunch of the
Mhm.
arcade fighters.
Turtles, good call. I didn't even think of that.
This is a
There's
great.
the Jurassic Park collection, which is getting delisted soon, so if you want it digitally. grab
Why is
it.
it
I
getting
don't think.
delisted? Is there like a rights thing or anything?
Yeah, I
licensing.
think limited run games only get stuff for so long, so I was kind of surprised it was still available digitally.
Oh,
But again, that's only if you're, you know,
how
one of
much
those
was
few
that? Do you
90s.
remember? Because now you got me thinking about getting it if it's going to be gone.
It was pretty cheap. I don't remember
Okay.
exactly, but I mean, I mostly got it to beat that one game. But
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that now. Thanks for the warning.
yeah, yeah. So that's leaving soon. But yeah, so it's kind of become my retro console, like inadvertently on top of all the online stuff they had.
Hmm. For
Virtual
sure.
Boy.
Did
It,
you
it
did either of you play any Virtual Boy this week? Or I know Harrison watched
the-
a lot of
I
reviewers talking about
I
it.
booted it up just to like see and yeah,
it is possible. I can play it.
Mm.
is it
Can you
because I
Yes.
you can
couldn't do it.
you can play it in
Well,
two.
I did it handheld, and it gives you the because I thought you could look at the menu of games like all the other onlines, and you
Oh,
can't. And I went, oh, so even for that they did the double?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I thought you needed the headset for just everything, so I didn't even
Yeah,
bother downloading it.
I think
It's cool that it's available for everything.
yeah, I think you can play it on the TV maybe, but again, it would be the double, so maybe I'll play around with that over the weekend with the snow. See
Yeah,
if I can like attempt to play something. But
didn't
if I
play.
hadn't just finished it, I would be playing through Wario Land, but I literally played that on my Anbernic last year. So I'm like, I just played this game. I'm not too hyped for it.
I feel like I beat that, but I don't remember. Because again, 95,
It's
96
it's
was
a
the last
short
time I
game.
played any of it.
I mean, I know
So
that's my catchphrase on the podcast, but it really is a short game. It's a really short game.
because I want to play the horror thing. That looked cool.
Yeah, that one I played around with for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm gonna come back and play this when I have the you know, you it's an investment. Like it's not just a game that you just casually play. It's an exploring type game, so you gotta have the time for it.
Do you
Didn't
feel like they control better on Switch than they did on Virtual Boy?
It's hard to remember. Virtual Boy controller had two D-pads instead of analog sticks, so I
Hmm.
have to feel like they must, but I don't really remember.
I was wondering if like Red Alert, Red Alarm, whatever, it was something that plays better because of that. And then Telro
It's
Boxer's
possible.
probably, I don't know, maybe easier with two sticks instead of D pads. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
this was my first time playing Telro Boxer. That was like a Virtual Boy classic that I missed out on back in the day. One of the only ones I didn't play.
I think I I think I owned 8 of the games, but I I don't remember how I got the system, but I know because the games were priced similar to Game Boy games, so they were like
Hmm.
$40. I was able to get a couple of them. So, I don't know
Yeah, and
where
like
any of it went.
when I was putting them in the spreadsheet for the Switch on for the Spotlight, I noticed like four games in the library came out on the same day. Like it was August, I think August 14th or something like that. Like it must have been the day they launched because I was like, oh, all of these two came out on the same day. That's crazy. Nintendo 64 has a day like that. October 31st. Oh, and I can't remember the year. I want to say 97. One year, Halloween day, um, like eight Nintendo 64 games came out, which is a pretty good
Crazy.
chunk of the library. Yeah.
I mean, now it's not a big deal. Now you see 2 quality games come out at the same time, but one's a massive corporation and one's a indie or
Mhm.
double A that gets its
Yeah.
time way later. So,
Yeah, and they've removed a lot of eShop games finally, but there's still so much like crap in there. So yeah, yeah, we'll see.
a little bit.
Yeah, didn't play Virtual Boy, but I did enjoy. I said I watched some videos on it, and it was fun to see. It was a fun Nintendo moment, and it was a very typical Nintendo moment because every video I saw, they were like, "Why does this thing exist that I spent $100 on?" And it's like, well, you're making a video that you're making money off of,
Mhm.
and you bought
It's
it.
like
So I'm sure a lot of the videos I watched, the people will make a video and it will in return make them more ad revenue than $100 or did they get a sponsorship for it, right, where it's more than the actual system itself, but
So yeah,
that's why, of course they know why they sold it. Because they
no,
bought it.
I like Kevin's take on it that it's a collectible. So for regular people who aren't making money off the video, you
Yeah,
know, it's a
it's
collectible.
Yeah, it's fine, and actually for a collectible, it's a fine price point. But I'm not gonna rehash any differences that I had with it. It's cool that it could possibly replace the Labo. And yeah, I hope that I shared with you guys this week. I hope that Nintendo gets motivated by eventually making their own headset
Oh yeah, more
in
VR
in
stuff.
in this
Mhm.
generation, whether it's VR, whether it's AR, like they're making a lot of really cool advancements, like those AR glasses. They're getting smaller and smaller now,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't even have to be like a standalone. Like, what if you had something that could just plug into your Switch,
Yeah,
like the AR glasses they have now? I think that would be
yeah,
super
that'd be cool.
cool. Um,
Mhm.
I I don't think the Virtual Boy is what is the thing that encourages them to do that, but it got me thinking this week that it's a technology that they should really be looking at.
Remember before the Switch came out, the first Switch, when there were all those rumors of what the next Nintendo system was gonna be, you can find online, there's like a hoax, Photoshop where, oh my god, what was it called? It even had a name, and it was like they were saying that the next Nintendo system was gonna be all VR. I can't remember the name of that thing, but, um, it's
Interesting.
it's up there in the history of Nintendo hoax videos. It's
It
pretty good.
it makes sense. There was a lot of talk of what it
Mhm,
was gonna come after the 3DS, but, like,
Mhm.
mhm.
the selling point of the 3DS wasn't didn't end up being the 3D part of it, but yeah,
No,
but
but it was impressive that they were able to do it. So you could see something coming down at some point. You know, that new take on it. So yeah, good Virtual Boy week, and then jump into Harrison's. So
let's talk about it.
I so was the Pokemon thing leaked, and they just were like,
Let's
eh,
talk about it.
whatever.
Alright, okay, okay, okay,
Well,
okay.
we reported it like if it wasn't last week, it was the week before. It was I don't know if this is what you're talking about, Sean, but it was a rumor. Like there was a
It was a
rumor that they
rumor.
were going to release these two games on the eShop,
Okay,
not even virtual console. Like they got it that exact.
Right,
okay.
so, um, it was 3 p.m. my time. So no,
Mhm.
it was probably 2 p.m. my time, so it's probably 3 a.m. your time. And
Mm,
I'm just laying around like this is a random time of the day for me to be laying around, and just like looking through, and I start seeing that people are like sharing screenshots of their eShop, and
yep.
I'm like, "That's weird." So I go to Nintendo of America, I go to Nintendo of Japan, I go over to YouTube, I look over there, and I'm like, "There's nothing." And then sure enough, when I refresh my page like a few minutes later, they make an announcement of it. So I go over to my Switch and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's actually here."
It's there.
And my first thought
Mhm,
is like, somebody 100% hit the publish button on this. Someone
mhm.
accidentally hit it because I think so I'll share my predictions of the 27th. I think on the Pokemon Presents Day, we get Generation 10. So okay, maybe it makes sense that this announcement comes early. This is not the big announcement of the presentation. I think we're gonna
Yep.
get Pokemon Coliseum. I think we're gonna get something for virtual,
Okay.
something for the NSO. I think it's gonna be Coliseum. That'll be cool. That'll be
Right.
a cool
Okay.
addition to have.
Yeah, they need more GameCube games. It's been a minute.
But there is absolutely nothing that makes sense of why you would announce it. They announced it on the 40th anniversary of Zelda. They
In
Yes.
the
released
middle
they
of the night.
released this they released a pre-sale for Gen 1 Pokemon on the 40th anniversary of Zelda, and all you do is a Twitter like, "Oh yeah, we 30 minutes ago put it on the eShop, but we forgot to send out the press thing." And then the whole thing, so of course this has put social media just an absolute blaze of just I have never seen so many illogical fallacies on both sides throughout any kind of video game discourse ever. Um, Originally, they had it on the eShop that Pokemon Home was going to be supported, but then it got taken off. A lot of people, including a lot of big name content creators, are saying that Pokemon Home is still going to be supported. Guys,
Okay.
if the company is not promising you that it's not going to be supported from day one, if there's no mention of it, you shouldn't be assuming that it's going to be supported. That's not good information to put out there to your consumers.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
mean,
good.
especially when it's a company that has shown you this before. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but these games were available on the Wii U eShop, and it was just a standard upload. It looks like they're just doing that
I don't think it
again.
was.
Like
I don't
they
think they
weren't?
no, no, there's a lot of discourse around how,
Check.
um, the price point of GBA games on eShop were $7 to $10 or, like, $8 to $10, but I don't think Gen 1 Pokemon, I don't think, Fire Red, Leaf Green were available on Wii U. I don't
Okay.
I'll do a check.
I don't think so, because a lot of the
No, they
talks
weren't.
that
You're
we
right.
had.
You're right.
Yeah, because and that was another thing that was going on too. A lot of people
But
were
the other
saying,
games were on there, and they were just standard uploads. So
well,
you can
well,
extrapolate from
that's
there.
actually a good example of the information being thrown out because I saw
Hmm.
people saying, well, when it was available on Wii U, it was only $8. And then people were like, no, like Game Boy Advance games that were $8, but this one was never $8. So, that is a good point on that end. And then the other part, like the most frustrating part is that I can bring up all of these points about how this upgrade of this game or this re-release should be better than just a ROM that we put onto the system. There's no
Hmm.
widescreen, there's no language selector, which I know it's not a big deal, but it's just a good example of how Nintendo didn't do anything to actually upgrade this
So
game at all. And they're
that's why
hiding.
there's the multiple language things listed.
Right, and you're
Yeah.
hiding behind
Okay.
this disguise of authenticity, like, "Oh, guys, we wanna keep the games as authentic as possible." That's BS. Then release a physical cartridge then. Like, that is absolutely literally ridiculous. The reason why you didn't upgrade your game was because you didn't wanna spend a few thousand to upgrade your game? Like, how much money do you actually have to spend to make a language selector? Considering, guys, there are ROMs right now that can do that for you. It's already
Mm.
out there. It's already there. So, like, it's a bad precedent, and I always talk about precedent on here. So, yeah, I and then a lot of people that are like the pro Pokemon are like, well, you just want to pirate games. Listen, if you don't want people talking about ROMs, don't put ROMs on your system. Like, put a better upgraded thing onto your system. And for me, I can I don't want to pirate games. I want to say I want the games to be better. But everything just goes back to, oh,
Mhm.
you just want it for free. You just want to complain. No, I want the games to actually be be better, and like, why don't we get a widescreen? Why don't we get some kind of HD upgrade? Why don't we get the limited time events? Why don't, when we go to the in-game islands, there's Gen 4 Pokemon there? Then I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta buy the game now. Like, because there's new content. But anyways,
Yeah, so for you, the Pokemon veterans, there's not a lot of incentive, whereas for me, who doesn't know anything, I wish listed Leaf Green because I'm like, maybe
Hmm,
I'll try it because it would be my first Gen 1 Pokemon experience. You know, Scarlet kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, but 20 is more reasonable for
fair.
me to give this a go again. But I,
eh,
I see what you're saying that if you're trying to get the veterans to care more and buy back in, you need to throw a
Yeah.
little more.
My thought process though is I just wonder why people even expect that at this point. Like Nintendo has shown time and time again that all they're going to do is throw the ROM up. And every single time people are like, "Well, why didn't you add to this?" And it's like, "Well, they've shown you they are not going to add to it ever."
I
It's
can tell
just
you, I can tell you
and
why.
I feel like I don't see this happen with other games though. Like for example, Final Fantasy VIII had
Mm.
a feature of a it was like a what do you call it? A peripheral add-on, which was basically like a little Tamagotchi. Um, that feature doesn't work at all in the Final Fantasy eights that are available. They just put the game on the service, and I've never seen anyone complain about that not being there. Like it's like it's specifically about Nintendo franchises. I feel
Mm-mm.
like I don't see people complain when these other older games get uploaded as just the game.
No, no. This is the most selfish, laziest company of like any AAA company that has more money. I mean, how many more billions of dollars does Pokemon Company have to Final Fantasy? Like, it's just, and I do see the complaining with those other games, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's because somebody like me, I'm not going to stop doing that. And if someone doesn't want to hear that, they can get off social media, because what I see is that, oh, I just want to put out all the positivity and then not I then be like, no one, nobody judged any of that. But but my issue is that, like, it just doesn't get better, and I've been reminded time and time again of the bad practices that the Pokemon Company has. I was reminded of something
Yeah, and that's what I'm
yesterday.
saying. Like you
I,
should
I, I was
expect it at this point.
no, I don't care if it's expected, but I'm gonna call it out every time that it happens, though, because again, how does it get better? And this is the Pokemon Company. It happens time and time again, and that doesn't mean it's acceptable. When Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee came out, I totally forgot about this until yesterday. You know that Pokeball controller they had?
Oh yeah,
No, I
yeah, yeah.
forgot that existed. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
I totally forgot it existed too, right? I
I
totally
remember that.
forgot
I don't know
that
how.
that Pokeball, it comes with a
Yeah.
Mew, but because it's a Pokemon company, it comes with one Mew forever. So if you lose your save file, you can never get it back. If you buy it used,
That's
you cannot get
ridiculous.
the Mew on there. Now tell me any other company that does that, and tell me why we
See,
shouldn't call it out when that happens.
I'm on both sides of certain things like this. Like that I agree is ridiculous. There's certain things that I agree are ridiculous. Like the Virtual Boy, going back to that. I agree it's ridiculous that you need to have the headset to play the games. I think that's a separate issue from what they charge for the headset, which is what everybody jumped on. I think that's two separate things. It's like I don't think that's too expensive for that headset, but you also shouldn't need the headset. That things like that. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure.
I can say when I think Nintendo is doing something I don't like. It's just here I feel like they gave you the games with their original functionality, and I don't think they have any obligation to do any more than that. I
Well,
think they
well,
were
well,
just
well, let,
you guys wanted them, here they are.
well I'll just share that the main reason why I'm not buying them is nothing that I've said on this podcast. I have played Generation 1 just way too much. I had leaf
Yeah.
green. I had leaf green. I still have it. I still have it. I have leaf green.
Mhm.
I have the Let's
I
Go
bought
games. I do
bought a
play ROM
bootleg one and it
hacks.
didn't work.
I do play like the fan made games. So
Mhm.
I played the 3DS Virtual Console Gen 1 at least a few times. So I've just played Gen 1 way too much. That's the only reason why I'm not buying it. But still, it's still just like it, it- I don't see why we shouldn't call it out when it happens. And it's just a little bit silly, guys. Like, is it fair to me to say that like the fandom is just a little bit silly? And you can call me out of my fandom, guys. I'm a silly NBA guy. I,
No,
I
no,
like I,
no,
I like
no.
I like
It's
to dribble
like
the
I said,
basketball, but like
it
but
it's funny to me because,
we
like I
have
said, you guys are dug in, and I'm like, oh, they re-released a Pokemon game. Okay, I don't know
but
what's
we have
going
people like but we
on.
have like people like showing off their home screens being like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I got Pokemon Fire Red preloaded." And I'm like, "Guys, it's 40 megabytes. Like, do you really need the preload? Do you I get you're excited the icons on there,
Yeah.
but and
No, it's for likes. They're doing it for the likes
that's totally cool, but, like,
and
am
the
I not
comments.
allowed to say that it's a little bit silly? It's a little bit
It
Oh,
is.
funny.
Absolutely.
it's
It's a little bit
I
funny,
think
very
guys.
I
silly.
going
It's
back to what you said
harmless.
a second ago about playing too much Gen 1, I completely agree. I think it's time like Soul Silver has a ridiculous price on the resale market. Like give us access to the silver and gold generation again so we can get some of those prices
Yeah,
down.
yeah, I would buy that, but as I told you guys yesterday in our group chat that if there's no
I have
online
that by the way.
if there's no online, it's gonna be really difficult for me. I just don't have other Pokemon people in my life.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I love Generation 2. Gen 2 is like one of the best value games you can play. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, like without Pokemon Home, without online,
I
it's
think I'm
gonna
going to
make
play that
me
instead.
very limited. But hey, uh, I'm done. All I'm gonna say is if you're excited about it, awesome. Like buy it. I'm excited for you. And that's not being sarcastic. Like I would buy it if I had a desire to play Generation One. Leaf Green, Fire Red are fantastic games. Uh, yeah, that's about it. So, Kevin, are you gonna
Mhm.
play it?
I'm considering it. I like I've said before, I have it on my Anbernic, which is more portable than a Switch, and
Yeah.
it's not like it's going to look any better or do anything different on the Switch. So it is kind of a hard sell for me right now. But yeah, I haven't played those. I don't know. There's something a little off about them. I don't know if it's because I grew up with the original Gen ones, so I don't like the changes. I agree they look much better, and I like the later ones. I don't know. I like the DS Pokemon games. So there's just something about these that has never appealed to me, and maybe it's what you were saying about just like I've played so much Gen 1 that anytime I play it, I feel like I'm either going to play the original or just play a different gen.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I might get caught up in the hype. I might just play the Soul Silver that I just took out because I don't think I've played that since it launched.
You
Things
might,
like
you might as
that.
well play that. Like that is a
Yeah.
massive game. It is
Mhm.
worth playing both at some point for the post game. And I find that going back to Red and Blue are very difficult after you've played it on like an
Okay.
emulator because they are very slow games for UI
Yeah, I
and
never
just everything.
I started, I don't know if you remember a long time ago I was going to do a playthrough of the series and I only made it to yellow. I played through blue and then I played through yellow and then I never started gold or silver, so it's time I got back to that.
Well, I would have advised skipping one of those because I would have gotten burnt out. I would have played blue and yellow and been like,
Well, I
yeah.
didn't I didn't I didn't catch them all. I just did like a story playthrough. I didn't like
Yeah.
obsess over any of them.
Sure, that's fine. And that's the other thing too is that since it's local play, if you don't have if you're like me and you don't have Pokemon friends, and you don't have
Mm.
two different accounts and both games, you're not going to be able to get all of them without
Yeah.
local capability. I wish they would change that, and I don't know why they wouldn't change it to like be like, okay, like you can just buy both games and then get all the Pokemon. You can like trade with yourself somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like they could have done more, But $20, okay, $20. I wish I would have put it on both. It would have made sense, I think, to put it on the $50 NSO and then on the digital as well, and then be like, okay, I could get this or I could get this, but I understand the Pokemon Company is only one third owned by Nintendo, and Pokemon Company was like, hell no, we're not gonna do that. So yeah, $20 is $20.
Yeah. Industry bubble's about to pop anyway.
But
Xbox is one wrong
yeah.
decision away from going under. PlayStation putting off the PlayStation 6 for another year now. I don't know if you saw that story.
Hey,
Everything, Switch
really?
2 has $70 games. Everything's about to collapse.
Oh, $70. $70 is gonna be like the minimum, but I think we're gonna have a good presentation,
Yeah.
guys. I am like the Pokemon guy on this podcast, but like I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. I'm just someone who like I really wanted to get better, and I'm like after this ZA release. I'm kind of questioning how it does get better. I'm excited to see what Gen 10 is.
Mhm,
Gen 10's coming this year. No
mhm.
matter what. So um, we'll see what
Christmas,
they have planned
probably.
for that.
Nice.
All right, Sean, tell us about Reanimal.
So Reanimal, yeah, I mentioned that last week, week before. I don't know. That was one of my games I was waiting for. So wife and I beat it. Highly recommend playing it. One, because couch co-op, and two, if they're not a horror person, it's a delight to play through with somebody who's not into horror. I don't want to ruin it. It's pretty much Lemony Snicket meets Silent Hill meets the movie Mad God. Go look that up, Mad God. I don't want to ruin that either. It's just bizarre stop motion Phil Tippett craziness, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I've played through it twice. I'm probably gonna play through it again. This was the rare instance I was willing to drop the full 40 on release because I like everything this studio does. And beating Reanimal resulted in me doing a replay of the Little Nightmares series because 3 finally went on sale, which was not this development team, it was a different team, but I'll finally get to play that. So I don't know, if you need a little creepy, weird game that in the case of Reanimal, does some stuff you're not expecting, then I highly recommend it. And again, Tarsier is a smaller studio, so I'm all for supporting those guys because, like you guys said, I think the big companies are gonna have a bit of a tough time coming up. So I think these are the games to go out and grab and try some different experiences. But no, I really, really, really liked it. Highly recommend it, and I'm gonna play it again. That I like that it's something I'm going to play multiple times, even though there's not
Mhm.
like any crazy story or whatever to it, and that's a
Yeah,
rare
sometimes you
thing
just like
'cause
pushing the buttons that way.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, the demo is still up if you guys want to give it a go. I think Reanimal Switch 2 only. I know Little Nightmares is
Mhm.
both, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's well worth it, and it's funny every year. Last year was the first time it hadn't happened, but usually my favorite game of the year comes out within the first 4 months. So I don't know. Reanimal might be the game of the year. I don't know. We'll see what happens as we get more releases. But yeah, no, definitely well worth the time.
And is it more or less than $20?
It is 40 right now.
No.
But like I said, I was willing to support them, and it is getting 3 DLC chapters, which are about different characters. So that's on my wish list to wait till it goes on sale. So I'd like to dive back into it, but yeah, no, that was the rare. I'll throw down the full price out the gate for it. So
Looks awesome, and it's better co-op, you
Cool,
think?
cool.
oh, the fact it has co-op couch co-op is amazing. So I did the playthrough with my wife co-op, and then I did a second playthrough by myself. The AI is pretty good, so it's not as fun because the AI just kind of goes, "No, we're supposed to do this." Like, there's not any
Yeah,
like trying to
it
figure it
knows
out.
the solution. Yeah.
So I recommend playing it co-op where you don't have that, and it's like, "What the hell do we do?" I don't know. Let's go over. Oh, that's a pit. So
Mhm.
like, I think that's the way to go. But yeah, no, totally worth it. So
Make the AI less
Yeah,
smart.
the co-op experience, the fun part about it is never anything they designed in the game. It's always how
right,
you use the game they designed. Like
right.
when like we used to dance in games all the time. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, things like
That
that.
was
Like
that was a big part of Mario Tennis on N64 is just
yeah.
making Wario creep. So
Yeah.
didn't take much to keep us amused then. So,
Mhm.
but yeah.
And on to year of the backlog. I finished 2 games since we recorded last time. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Snake's Revenge. So I have closed out now the Metal Gear collection.
Volume 1.
Volume
Yeah.
1, yeah. Uh I think I might do a ranking video for a bonus episode. I haven't decided yet on just the games in that collection because I have a lot to say. But I will say, TLDR, Metal Gear Solid 2, still a giant leap forward technologically, but I feel like it's one of the weaker entries in the series. And Metal Gear Solid is still the best game in that collection. Snake's Revenge was better than I thought it was going to be. For all the trash
Okay.
that people talked about it, I thought it was better than the original Metal Gear. Not better than Metal Gear 2, but better than the NES and the MSX Metal Gear. So definitely definitely surprised me. I wouldn't recommend anyone go play it, but it
Okay.
was better than I thought it was going to be. Um, and I'm almost also I'll probably be talking next week about a game called Kingdom Rush. Have any of you ever played Kingdom Rush?
Feel like I've heard of it.
So
I can't.
it's a tower defense game that I've had since like 2010. I have it on my iPad and it was available on Switch, so I bought it on Switch and I've never finished it and I'm like 3 levels away from finishing that. So finally going to clear off Kingdom Rush.
Okay.
And I started Octopath Traveler is the new game that I'm really
Yes.
playing for Year of the Backlog and I love it. I'm not that far, but so far I love everything about it. It's like you know when you get a game and you're like, "Yes, this is what I was looking for." Like each time I hopped from game to game trying to figure out what I'm trying to play,
Yeah.
this was what I was looking for. So
So
I'm
am
really
I
glad.
crazy, or is it one of the best combat systems in a 2D RPG?
It's a little soon to tell because the combat's still pretty towards I'm only in like I just got my second character.
Okay.
Um
Okay.
So, I don't know too much of the combat, but from what I've seen, what it's pulling from the Final Fantasy series is all the stuff I like. Like, I liked the Beastmaster stuff. That's one of the characters I have. I don't know their names very
Oh
well,
yeah,
but,
that was one of the ones I did. Her and the
yeah.
merchant, I think, is my two.
I started with the Thief because Eat the Rich. So I started off with him,
Okay.
and, I like how the stealing mechanic works and how you can, like, pickpocket people around town and stuff. Uh Yeah, I'm just loving the art style's gorgeous. I mean, everyone has said that, but I think this is definitely gonna be something where I move on to 2 and 0 afterwards. So, good year of the backlog entry. And not always the case with an RPG. Like when I played the Grandia collection last year, or I even talked about Chrono Cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, those didn't really hold up as well for me. So it's not just that I was looking for an RPG. There's just
Yeah.
something about this where I'm like, yeah, when I played Chrono Cross, that's what I wanted. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
glad to have found it.
I'm glad you're enjoying it because I really liked Octopath 1. Eventually, I'll play 2 if I ever freaking remember, but
Is it
no,
the same
I
people or is it like a whole like
same
Final
people.
Fantasy, like a whole same
Oh, no,
people?
no,
Okay.
no, it's no, it's different people every time. I
Okay.
thought you
So it's
meant the
like Final
same people
Fantasy.
made it. Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
so it's different casts each time. Harrison, you've only played the demos of
I
Octopath,
played the
right?
demo. Yeah, 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 and
Okay.
yeah, really impressed by that.
So
The
you
lighting
did
is out of
something.
control.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
The
got
whole
like the
thing is
beams
gorgeous.
coming in through the forest and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
good God.
So, Harrison, you reached a milestone.
Right, right. So I hit I'm working on a Stardew series on my gaming channel, and I hit perfection in Stardew in I did it fall day 20 of year 3. So I've done perfection twice. The first time was in year 5, and I wasn't trying for perfection. I just eventually got there. This time I actually tried for it, and I got there in year
Oh, okay.
3. And really, it's just two things that I'll say is one, I I pretty much reached, I think, like my limit as far as like how fast I could really do it. I could do it maybe a week or so quicker, but without torturing myself, I wouldn't want to like try it anymore. So kind of feel like I reached my limit as far as that goes. And then also, it's just I was really impressed with, like, of course, I've played this game a lot, but I'm still impressed with how it just keeps me engaged from the beginning to the basic regular end game to the epilogue. So from when you finish the community center all the way until you can like 100% this game pretty much. You don't have to do it. You can play it however you want. You don't have to do completion. I spent hundreds of hours, never focused on completion ever. But yeah, and then it's got a beautiful epilogue as well, where you unlock part of your map and you get to spend it with, your spouse or, someone special, depending on how you're finishing the game. So I was thinking this week about uh, 'cause I haven't 100%ed that many games. Like, usually I can like, if
Mhm.
I complete them, I'll complete them, and then whenever I'm done, then I'm done, right? But I was thinking of games that I've 100%ed that have, like, good epilogues. Like, not a good ending, but,
Mm.
like, a good, like, there you 100% the game, and there's something at the end for you. Breath of the Wild doesn't have it, right? Like, I always talk about Breath of the
No.
Wild. The Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games. Even the end game is lacking. Like you defeat Ganon and they shoot you outside of the castle. I remember the first time I was like, "But all the guardians are still here. Like, what the hell? What did I do?" And then I realized that you just get a star next to your save file. That's all you get for it. So I have two. Stardew is the first one. Hades has a great epilogue if you actually like finish everything pretty much in the game that you need to. So, Sean, do you have any for this one? Like a game that has a strong end game, but then a strong like epilogue if you continue to try to finish the game.
So, I feel like 100% in games was a thing I did more as a kid, just because new games weren't as readily available to me. Right now, I'm trying to do 100% run in Splintered Fate, which every few weeks they're like, "Oh, we're adding something." I'm like, So there's another character coming. I don't know if it's adding more levels, but um, it's I assume it has some sort of epilogue with the way you keep fighting Shredder and then get given something else of Master Splinters and all this stuff. So I'm working on that. I know there's no epilogues, but whenever I get back to Breath and Tears, I'd like to 100% them to have, been like, hey, I finally played all of this game
Well,
a
you
hundred
know
years
what?
later.
Now
So,
that you mention it, the Breath of the Wild DLC is almost like an epilogue because to do that, to do one of the challenges, you have to have finished all four divine
Shrine,
beasts.
the beast, yeah.
So
So I
it's
have the
kind of
DL
it's a DLC epilogue.
I have
Kinda,
the
yeah.
DLC for that, and then I'm assuming Tears doesn't have an epilogue. I assume that just ends, but
I don't
so
think
the
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
but yeah, I couldn't really think of any games that have them, but like I said, like 100% in games is not a thing I do. Like I got to the end of Hades, but I didn't keep going back to get the full epilogue, and I don't know if that's something I'll go back and do. Hades 2 is still sitting there to for me to finally
Okay.
start playing, and I don't know if that's gonna have a similar structure at the end. So, but I think Splintered Fate is probably gonna be the first like modern game that I'm probably gonna do it with. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I know you my brother-in-law 100% things because of like achievements and trophies and stuff, and Nintendo doesn't really have that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Kevin, do you 100% games
Yes.
ever, or you do? Okay.
Almost always.
Okay.
It it's more of a I hate when people trivialize OCD, but it is that's a short way of saying it. Like I just feel like the game won if there's something in there I didn't do. So
Okay.
very rarely, and also I like to get my money's worth. But yeah, so very rarely will I not go back and finish everything like I did with these Metal Gear games. I didn't just play them once and say, "Okay, knocked that off my backlog." I played each Metal Gear until I unlocked the infinite ammo and the stealth camo. Because in my mind that's 100% completing it. Um so yeah, as far as epilogues go though, like I've been thinking I don't know if these count, but I remember I think this was also DLC, but now that we're so far ahead with all the times this game's been re-released, it's probably included now. Um, Arkham City had a really great epilogue. Do you remember
Oh,
where
the
like
Harley Quinn thing.
the Harley Quinn thing? Yeah, that was really
I did
cool.
that. I've you've 100%ed Arkham games. I have not. As
Only
far as
that one and the
just that
first
one.
one. Only the first two.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, that I don't. Does Red Dead Nightmare count as an epilogue since it kind of like you're undead Marsden at that point? So I don't know.
Final Fantasy IV on the PSP and I think the cell phone version have a good epilogue, but they didn't include it in the Pixel remaster because it wasn't in the original release. And I remember that was a big people were upset at the time. Why don't we have the epilogue for Final Fantasy IV? And it's because it wasn't part of the original release of the game. It was part of the like later releases. So that's a pretty good one though.
No, that was a cool thing to bring up, Harrison, and kudos for doing that twice. Like
Yeah, it was
that's
under 100 hours this time. So
oh
yeah,
wow.
just the idea of like how massive like perfection in this game is not easy. So it's definitely one.
No.
It's definitely something where when you reach the ending, the epilogue of it, it's like wow, like yeah, I actually did that. Like you have to take a
Mhm.
moment to go, okay, now I can start to because everyone's like, oh, Stardew's such a relaxing game, but for me, I just like run around like a maniac and just try to do as
Mhm.
much as I can from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. So
Did you turn on the setting where you could finish the community center in year one?
I, um I always turn it on and I did Jojo
Yeah, me
route
too.
for I did Jojo route for this
Oh, okay.
one. Um
I've never
because
done a JoJo route. I don't have it in me.
yeah, with completion, you're still doing bundles and you're still doing like all of your
Yeah,
checklists. So I did Joja because I've done both so many times. Uh, so that's how I go, and
I
and
need to start
Pierre,
another file. It's been way too long.
yeah, Yeah, what I encourage you like this like my plan was to start this save file and make it the forever farm. So this is the one save
Hmm.
file I'm gonna play on this year. I might play on my Switch as well, but like this is the one that I'm gonna focus on. So I'm not like always like, oh, I should restart and do this. I should restart and do that. I got to move on and do some other things.
Did you get the alien capsule thing?
I did find an alien capsule before I reached perfection, but it was very late on, and there are still tons of things that I have not unlocked. Um, there's just a lot of secrets in this game. A,
Yeah.
a, a lot of secrets that I'm still finding out. So there's still a lot of things that I can do in this save file as well. But I did lie to myself. I said that like maybe if I do this save file, it will be a nice closure. Like do perfection, do a YouTube series. But honestly, it's almost like giving a drug addict more drugs and being like, do these drugs so you don't do the drugs anymore. Like it doesn't really work that way. Um, that's that's the analogy I'm going with, at least.
My
So
Stardew farm's gonna go up for foreclosure and turn into a ghost town. I'm never gonna end up going back to that game.
it's not going away. They're doing the 1.7 update, and um, Eric shared that
I
this could be a lifelong game for
I
him.
keep
So
keep waiting for Haunted Chocolatier to be the one that I actually latch onto and have that be the game. Everyone's like, it's not that good.
I'm
So we'll
I
see.
I'm optimistic, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be coming anytime soon, and and we know that
Hey,
we know he's not going to rush anything. So
yeah, he can do what he wants to do. It's all good.
yeah.
So, speaking of the anniversary of Zelda, I guess that's why they kept popping up, but I saw like 2 or 3 different ranking lists pop up in my feed, and I've just looked at them just out of curiosity. And I just wanted to ask you guys, at this point, it's the 40th anniversary. Isn't it kind of dull to make these lists? Because the top 3 are always just those same 3 games rotating. I feel
But
like it's a
it's not
Link.
for us. You know what I mean? Like those lists are there for the people who don't think about Zelda every week like we do.
Well, because it's always Link to the Past, Ocarina, Breath of the Wild. Those are the 3 that usually
Yeah.
rotate the top. And
Yep.
I don't know, to me, if you're doing these lists, they make more sense to split them into 2D and 3D because I feel like those are 2 very distinct styles of Zelda. Not, not one is better than the other, but they're very different experiences. And really the only other thing that stuck out to me about it, other than this stuff kept popping in my feed, is I'm only 15 hours into Skyward Sword HD, but is it really disliked so much that it can't even get the
Yes.
10 spot and on any of these lists?
Yes.
The original, yeah.
Because I really
Because
have
here's
been
why, Sean.
enjoying
You're
it.
playing the HD version.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, the majority of people played the original release where it was much buggier. And they, when it was released in HD, even though Nintendo was like, hey, we fixed it, people were like, I don't care if you fixed it. I hated that the first time. And they didn't come back. So
Okay.
that's why it has such a bad reputation is, first impressions are important. And that game did not make a good first impression on the Zelda community.
I don't know. I'm really, really liking it.
It is a great
If I
game. I've said before, like you're not crazy. Like that has such great environments. I love the dungeons in that game. Some of the puzzles are incredible. Really, what it comes down to is those fights with Garahim where the motion controls
yeah,
just don't work. They just don't. Where he catches your sword and
yeah.
you're like, oh, and he holds it way too long, and you're like, okay, okay, can I try to attack you again? Like, come on. It's just so frustrating. But other than that, and the fact that there are too many Deku Babas that you need to be like, okay, am I going this way
Oh,
or
yeah,
this
yeah,
way?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This way or this way?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Other than those two things, there's a lot to love in that game. I think the backlash is, like I said, they played the original where the Wii controls weren't as precise and also, um, every single review when that game came out gave it a 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And I remember YouTube at the time, the channels I watched, their big gripe was like, this is not a 10 out of 10 game. Like, this is way being overhyped. And I maybe if they reviewed it a little more honestly and gave it like Nintendo gets now, where Nintendo's getting like 78s, um, it might have been it might have hurt a little less.
Oh, nothing ever changes. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, no, nothing ever changes. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with Kevin that it's more for like common fans these lists, but it would be
Mhm.
nice. But I say this, but like Nintendo doesn't really do this. If they focus more on like the top 5 most underrated Zelda games that everyone should play.
Yes.
Because then you're reaching out to more of an everyday audience of like the games that you don't hear about as
Yeah,
much. But
yeah.
but but then again, Nintendo should be doing that too.
You know why they don't do why they don't do that though, and this is pure speculation on my part, but I feel like the people who write these articles and make these lists, they don't play Zelda. So they don't know the ones that are underrated or, the hidden gems. They played Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time, and A Link to the Past, so they feel strongly about those 3 games.
It was just like I said, the cup IGN, CB something, CBR, I think. And I forget what else. Somebody else did a list. I think the third list was the only one that put the original game as number one, but it was for like the precedent it set and the genre and everything. But
Yeah,
it was just
right.
interesting to me because I don't feel like any of those top tens had Minish Cap in them. And I'm like, that's to
Mhm.
me easily one of
Yeah,
the
it's a
best
highlight.
ones, and it's just interesting to me it wasn't in there, but no, that just like I said, I'm not as dialed in as you guys, so it was kinda nice for my feed to get bombarded with something for once, for me to go, "Oh, you want me to pay attention to this? Okay then."
Yeah,
So,
I don't think anyone who's seriously giving their thought and opinion would say that Skyward Sword is the worst Zelda game. I could see it not being in a lot of top tens just because there's so many great Zelda games. I mean, you just said in this conversation here, we've said like 6 of what probably belong in the top 10, so
Oh, sure.
there's just so many of them.
Oh, sure. I thought Echoes of Wisdom was a solid game, but I don't.
Mhm.
I guess it's in my top 10 because I haven't played all the Zelda games. But if it wasn't in your top 10 Zelda games, I'd be like, yeah, I understand that because it's
Yeah.
Zelda. I mean, like even a not top 10 Zelda game could still be a solid game. Yeah. Skyward Sword's a bit different. It is it was a first impression, but it didn't get. It's not like it got like fixed right away or something like that. It
yeah,
it kind of took
yeah.
it kind of took
Mhm.
another 2
And you
generations before that came around.
yeah, and you
Yep.
guys are right because this is the first time I didn't play it on Wii for whatever reason, but yeah,
I bought it
it
day
was just
1. I
interesting to
still have
me.
my Zelda controller.
All right, guys, here is our fun segment for today. I wanted to bring this back because Kevin and I did this back in November for the holiday season. So it was like way before the holiday season had actually began. I brought in some commercials for you guys today, and we're going to keep it super easy. All I'm asking from you is a nostalgia score, 1 to 10, 10 being the most nostalgic in your feels about it. And these are all commercials for the a console launch. Console launch commercials. All right. So anyways, um here is number 1 for you guys.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo. New Super Mario World. Created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit, and it's yours only if you get new Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
I wish I had superpower.
All right. All right, Kevin, Super Nintendo. And I avoided the Paul Rudd commercial because that's been posted
Yeah.
by Nintendo recently. Um, that's the only reason why they've posted it. So, all right. Nostalgia score, Kevin. What do you got for us?
This is actually not one of the commercials I remember. Like, I don't know if I just wasn't watching the right channels. I watched a lot of Nickelodeon in the Super Nintendo era, and I know they didn't advertise a lot of stuff like that. Uh so yeah, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the commercial. Obviously the games I do, but nah, I'm gonna say this is pretty low.
Okay. So, I think a number three, four, five.
Yeah, we'll give it a 3. Like that one you showed last time with the people singing Jingle Bells for the Nintendo 64, like I remember that commercial for
Yeah,
sure.
I got more for us. I got more for us. All right.
Hmm.
Sean.
That's like a 4. I have no memory of that commercial at all.
We might
So,
have been too young, you know? 90, like we were in, yeah, we were probably just too young because like I said, we were watching Nickelodeon. Uh Came out in what, 92, right? The Super Nintendo? So pretty young.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with a four. I'm definitely too young, but Super Mario World. Okay. Cool. Now, round two. I'm just gonna
Oh,
warn you
90.
guys for this next one. I did not edit any of this
91 North America.
because you're gonna see why I said that in just a moment here.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will return after these messages.
it's
They
clearly
said it wasn't humanly possible. But now you can have all the power and excitement of Nintendo right in the palm of your hand. Introducing Game Boy.
I remember this.
It's portable, it's in stereo, and its games are
Oh,
interchangeable.
yeah, this-
Plus, Game Boy comes with the
I know.
outrageous new game, Tetris. And for head-to-head competition, use the revolutionary video link and blow your opponent away. Game Boy, only from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
Oh my god, those, you know
portable
what's giving me
power.
a lot of nostalgia? This one's a heavy nostalgia one. I'm getting a lot of heavy nostalgia seeing those headphones that were the Game Boy headphones.
Yep.
Because obviously nobody else made them. Nintendo probably made them. So yeah, that was a flashback for sure.
Well, Kevin, you went first. What number? What number? 1 through 10.
I'm gonna give that one like an 8.
Sean.
Yeah, I mean, I remembered the Robot Man immediately, so it's definitely an 8.
Okay, I'm a little bit younger. I'll go with 7. And did you guys see that backlight on that Game Boy? That is false
Yeah,
advertisement right there. That thing is
yeah.
bright. That thing is so bright. So, okay, yes. Apparently somebody pulled this from an old TV show, from an old like Ninja Turtles, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave that in there. All right, round number three. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, they were.
The speed of F-Zero. The horror of Castlevania. The moves of Tony Hawk 2, now on Game Boy Advance. Rated everyone to teen.
Remember being on fire?
No,
So,
yeah,
go ahead,
I'm gonna give that one
Kevin.
like a 7 because I didn't get too much nostalgia for it, but I do get nostalgia anytime I see the original Game Boy Advance because I had one. But I moved on to the SP when the SP came out. So when I think about those days, I usually think of the SP, and I get a lot of nostalgia anytime I see that original one because I had it for such a small window.
Sean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I give it like a 5 because I couldn't tell what console it was supposed to be. I just kind of was like, I vaguely remember this waiting room thing, but I was waiting for it to be like a Super Scope commercial or something. So
Yeah. Yeah. Pardon the 120p or whatever this is. That it's the best that I could do for that. I included it because it has the waiting room, and it's like, oh, like because I talk a lot. I'm gonna talk later on too with our spotlight about like how Nintendo understands their audience, and it's like, oh yeah, like if you're in a doctor's waiting room, we all know
Yeah.
what that feels like. And yeah, having a Game Boy at that time is like it is a good waiting room console. So yeah, yeah, I'll give it a 5. Okay. All right, next round.
Yo, listen up. We will not live in a two-dimensional world.
We won't go in one direction
or dig where we can set.
We will walk through walls.
We will take a look around us.
We will not be confined.
We believe in the path of least limits.
We won't be told how to view the world.
We will experience true freedom.
We will not compromise. We will live the game through our hands.
We will be in control of something.
We will change the system.
Change the system. Sean?
AOL word, I love it. That's a 10. I 100% remember that commercial.
I remember the commercial, like you said, AOL keywords is nostalgia. Seeing the hand come up using the controller, like something about that gives me like a visceral, like, ooh, Nintendo 64. Like that gives me a dopamine hit. So yeah, that's good nostalgia bait right there.
It is also
seeing the different camera angles on Mario, because you never actually play the game that way, but that's how they do it in all the promotional material.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, it's a 10 for me as well. And it's that whole era of like we are not this, we are this, we are different, we are 3D, we are rebels, and it just fits the time so well. All right. Okay. This next one. So this is the only one I cheated on slightly. This one is going to be for 3DS, but this one came out a few months after it was released in North America. I had to include this one. I've wanted to include this commercial for something for a while.
You say good morning, I say good night. Such a wonderful day when the sunlight
No way I ever saw this.
Now you can use your finger to keep Kirby on the right path and out of trouble. Kirby Canvas Curse for Nintendo DS. Rated E for everyone.
Yeah.
Touching is
That
good.
was during that era where they're like, let's just make the commercial memorable so people are talking about our product, you know, they were making the weird, like that probably came out around the same time as the Skittles commercials, where like people like someone would touch you and you turn into Skittles and stuff. You remember those?
Right. It was in that mid, like early 2000s. Like things were just
the berries and cream thing. Like, just weird commercials.
Things were very, very, very weird. And of course, this is the touching is good promotion. This is one of the touching is good commercials they put out.
Yeah.
Which went on for way too long. I don't like how did that ever come like oh, like that's a good idea. So that was Canvas Curse, Kirby's Canvas Curse, which I never played. And yeah, the iconic this him hanging just with a giant finger.
Zero nostalgia.
I'm going with like a 4, because it does remind me of like when I was in high school and like just like the early meme days and like YTMND, and just like when I was in high school, things were just stupid.
Oh, wow.
Like there was plenty of brain rot when I was a kid. It's just today it's just a different brand of brain rot, you know. So that's brain rot. What we just watched right there.
I gotta go with a 0, and to quote Gandalf, I have no memory of this place. I've never seen that before. That would never have left my brain had I seen it. So,
You can't unsee it now.
no, now it's in there.
I have
It's
one.
Kirby and it's a giant finger.
Kirby,
Yeah,
blink if
that's a
you're in
great
danger.
Yeah, it's Kirby. I mean, it's probably not the weirdest Kirby commercial. If I really went looking, I'm sure there's plenty of them. I have one more round for you guys, and
Oh.
I couldn't resist not putting this in here, and you might know which console it's going to be.
With the all-new Wii U, this is how you'll play next. On 2 screens.
This is how you'll play next.
1 player against 4.
You don't buy this console.
Throwing from here to there. Nintendo Land. Only available on the all-new Wii U. Game rated everyone 10 and up.
Have either of you held a Wii U controller recently? Because
no.
After the Switch, I was playing mine the other day. After the Switch, that thing feels like a brick. Like it's just so thick, and it also something about it feels like it's gonna break. Like it doesn't. It feels almost hollow, but thick at the same time. It's not. It's. People are right when they say it was a proto Switch. It really was.
I mean, I give that like a 7. I remember that ad.
Yeah, I actually have a lot of nostalgia for the Wii U days.
I thought you were gonna do the door-to-door we would like to play thing. That I remember. That never left my brain.
Yeah. That would have been a good one. That would have good. I went with the Hollywood Squares one.
I loved my Wii U.
Yeah.
You had to.
No, that is like when I got back in. Sean and I were hanging out back then. Like it was an era that I
In
got back
person,
into
he
video
means.
games. Yeah. Yeah, that was back when
not
I lived in
anymore. I
Rhode
hate
Island,
that
is what I
guy.
mean. Yeah. That was back when I lived in the same state as Sean, is what I mean. And yeah.
Kudos for not putting the Virtual Boy ad in there, even though those ads are amazing. The whole Terminator thing they went with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I include the Game Boy one. I thought that was enough. That was more like I don't know, RoboCop. I don't know.
Yes. Good stuff.
I'm surprised they made
it
for the Virtual Boy.
And this is a 3 from me, but it does remind me of pre-COVID for some reason. I don't know. I'm starting to have like nostalgia for like 26. There's been a lot of 2016 and nostalgia, and like just kind of like
it's
that,
10
just
years old
kind
now.
of that era.
Okay, so this week for our spotlight game, we pulled Star Fox 60 Fur. If you owned a Nintendo 64 in the late 90s, there's a good chance you remember the moment a calm voice told you to do a barrel roll. Developed by Nintendo and released in 1997, Star Fox 64 put players in the cockpit of an R-Wing as Fox McCloud, leader of an elite mercenary squad defending the Lilat system from the forces of Andross. The game's cinematic flight paths guide you through explosive dogfights, towering bosses, and desperate radio chatter from teammates Falco, Slippy, and Peppy, creating an experience that feels part arcade shooter, part Saturday morning space opera. But what made Star Fox 64 legendary wasn't just its action, it was how it kept pulling you back in. Your performance determines branching routes through the system, unlocking secret missions, alternate encounters, and true ending, whatever that meant for the series. Tight controls and score were just, the score was amazing. Is it on Nintendo Music yet? I don't think it is.
I think, yeah, it is.
Oh, it is? Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Iconic voice acting gives every mission personality, and when the campaign ends, the split screen multiplayer turns the skies into a competitive free for all. Nearly 3 decades later, Star Fox 64 still stands as a defining example of Nintendo's ability to blend accessibility, cinematic flair, and endlessly replayable gameplay. I remember this was one that I tried to make the multiplayer happen in our circle, but nobody was ever really into it. I don't think the multiplayer was that good. Um, Leave a
See,
comment down below on YouTube if you love the multiplayer for this game, because I don't
all right,
ever.
because I have the exact different memory. I thought we did play quite a bit of the
We did because
multiplayer.
I insisted on it, but I didn't feel like
Okay.
anyone ever really. I didn't. It wasn't like. I don't know. I
Was it
always I could feel
Art
the room. I could feel
Smash?
the vibe in the room. Let's play something else. Like
Okay.
at least that was my memory of it. I could be wrong.
Well, I just remember we get some mileage out of it because there's only one multiplayer map.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fact we played it as much as we did is impressive because we
Mhm.
weren't like, well, why aren't there 15 maps?
I mean,
Well,
let's
this
be honest. If the game had multiplayer, we tried it. Like we played them all, but
yeah, yeah.
Sure.
No,
like we
I
played Winback multiplayer a few times.
true,
Like we played
true.
them all.
I mean, this was nice to pop up because I get to use my N64 controller. But I guess to go
Mhm.
back to the Virtual Boy thing, you don't need that to play it, so that's nice. But
Yeah.
um, no, I had fun with it. It mostly holds up for me. I didn't realize the branching path thing was based on doing stuff in the first mission. I thought it was you beat the game, and then when you
Uh,
played it again, you could pick different paths. So I
no, it's like
misremembered that.
very what's the word I'm looking for? It's not clear what you're doing that changes things. It's like you fly
Yeah,
through certain rings and things like that will change your
I think
path.
the first one is that, and you have to save Falco at a specific point, and I don't know.
Hmm.
But I didn't realize that. Uh,
Hmm.
I had a few camera issues during like that satellite boss level. I don't know if that was just of the time. It was just constantly trying to like turn me back away, and so I
Hmm.
was just constantly doing that flip to right everything. But no, I forgot a lot of things. I didn't realize the tank was in this game. For some reason,
Mhm.
I thought that was the GameCube introduced that, not N64. Um, I
Like in
didn't
the all
remember.
terrain mode.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. What else was it? Like I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't do the branching paths, but oh, the end. The end boss is one of the weirdest things I think I've seen in a game, which is
I've
saying a lot.
never understood that. It's in
Mhm.
the Super Nintendo one too. Like, how is a giant head in space like
A
supposed
bad
to be
guy.
taking over the universe? Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't know. It's very weird that he commands an army and is like taking over planets that it doesn't seem like he would fit on. Um,
Yeah. So
It's a
that
it's a
was very
flying
odd,
fox,
but
guys. Come on.
oh, that part's completely believable. I'm not worried about that. Oh, I forgot that Wolf and his team were in it.
oh
So that
yeah. Yep.
surprised me when they showed up and went, "Oh, cool. These guys were in this game." So I don't know. I had a lot of surprises because it's been long enough since I played it. Um, so I enjoyed it. It gave me a lot of nostalgia for the time. It made me kind of miss the Rogue Squadron games
Hmm.
because those had the same type of vibe. I don't know, Harrison. Was this one you played at the time, or was this just as it came up thing?
Oh yeah, I played this one at the time. I don't think I owned this
Okay.
one, but I definitely remember playing it. It's interesting to see most of the criticisms that I saw in initial reviews are from the multiplayer. But
Hmm.
besides the fact that they're constantly comparing this game to the Super Mario 64, which is just unfair. But
That's
uh,
a weird comparison, but okay.
but yeah, the multiplayer I saw in reviews that they would say that it was like too small or too busy, and I was trying to think like back then when you had like maybe smaller TVs and I
Yeah,
didn't get to
that's
try
a
the
weird criticism.
multiplayer this week to really get like
Yeah, because
a
imagine it 4 screens, you know,
yeah,
Yeah.
you got a
Yeah.
quarter of your
right,
screen.
right, and if you have like a 32-inch CRTV,
Right.
whatever however big those TVs were, whatever. Um, and
It's comparable to a battle mode in a Mario Kart, though, space-wise. I don't feel like it was any
Mhm.
different in
sure.
terms of that, but okay.
I think like this game is a huge upgrade from Super Nintendo, which a lot of people comment on. But I think at the time, it's always the rail shooter genre that gets that comment. And if you're someone like me, you just kind of find rail shooters to be kind of okay, like they're fine. This game controls better than what I remembered it to. Like it's still really fun to play. There's tons of replayability. This game makes so much sense on N64 because it's a game. It's like it's long. It's not too long. It's meant to be played over and over again. It's meant to be played with your friends. It's a great addition to the N64 library, which is why it was so popular. And the the one-liners in this game are just absolutely fantastic. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just if there was ever like a Nintendo game that reminded me of like a B movie, it's this one. Like I I see
Oh,
your
yeah.
dad and you I see your dad and you fox. Like there's just so many
Yeah,
there's
the
just so many
dad
good
thing
ones.
confused the heck out of me as a kid because for some reason I thought that because they mention it so many times in this one, I thought, "Oh, the character from the Super Nintendo game must be his dad. Like you must play the dad in that one and now you're Fox in this one." But that's not the case. And that was just I don't know, very confusing for me.
They're constantly
I thought this
mentioning his dad, yeah.
Yeah, they bring that up because Wolf brings it up too.
Yep.
But, I like that they're all different animals. Like, I love the whole aesthetic of it, and, the end is hilarious to me if you just beat it
Hmm.
normally, and they have, like, that Star Wars ceremony, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna join up now," and he's like, "No, we have to go." And the end is just Team Fox running away.
It's like
Yeah.
Poochie.
Yep.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
So I was just like, I don't remember this ending, but I love it because it's just so ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean, I it's a series I wish that had consistent releases and also stop remaking the first game
Yeah.
because that they've done it 3 times now, but yeah, I'd like to see Star Fox come back. I'd like to see them expand the multiplayer to be the campaign so everybody can pick a different member of Team Fox, and whoever picks Slippy is the person who, is going to annoy the hell out of everybody.
And
But
multiplayer doesn't have to be a battle royale for something like
no,
this.
no, no.
You could do like a race, you could
Yeah.
do like obstacle courses. There's so many different things you could do.
And I like that the bosses are pretty varied. Like you kind of would expect it to just be a dogfight or
Mm.
like the satellite one where it was the only one I had issues with the camera, but like just shoot this building or whatever thing. So they did a good job of varying it. And again, the end boss is bizarre. Like it swallows your ship. But I don't know. I really had fun with it. Yeah, I think Star Fox needs to come back and stick around for a bit.
Yeah, the series is kind of lost on me. I did take the time to look at some reviews from when it was re-released on 3DS, and it seemed like
Mhm.
it
Mm.
was a pretty decent re-release that they actually spent a good amount of time on because, of course, you had the 3D functionality of it. But
Yeah.
if you didn't want to use the 3D functionality, it also used gyro as well. So it sure seemed like they used some good time to actually get the game on the 3DS. But it's funny
I
that
remember people speculated at the time that a lot more Nintendo 64 games were gonna get released on the 3DS, and
oh
it was
yeah.
like, no, it was pretty much just this. and
Well,
that
it would have made
kind of Mario 64 one.
it would have made sense because like the 3DS to me was like, okay, we
Mhm.
finally got a handheld N64. So
Yeah.
let's go, right? Uh but it's funny that the main criticism I saw of that re-release is that there's no online play for Star Fox. And this is 14 years ago, guys. Like like and I'm like, man, IGN of 2011, I got some bad news for you guys if you're looking for online play because that's the exact conversation we're having this week, right? About
Yep.
about lack of it. I think this game is hilarious. Did you guys play? I already forgot the names. The ones that came after this, the other Star Fox games.
Oh, I played Star Fox Adventure, and I played a little bit of Assault, but I didn't play the Wii U one, and I didn't play any of the DS ones.
No, Star Fox 64 was kind of the end of the road for Star Fox
Uh,
for me.
that's it, because yeah,
I
exactly.
actually
This
loved Adventure. I know it's not technically a real Star Fox game because it started off as something else and they converted it, but I really like Star Fox Adventure. I really hope that comes to the GameCube service at some point.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to play both of those
It's
actually.
a rare
So I,
game, so but yeah.
I think the Wii U one was also just a remake or something. I don't know.
The
It
Wii
did
U
some.
one, yes, that is the third time they did the exact same
Yeah,
game.
okay. They just tried to add all the Wii U capabilities to it, but
Yep.
yeah. So it comes in at number 57, so respectable. I enjoyed my time with it. I'd probably play it again.
This and Rogue Squadron were two games that one thing I would do back in the day is I would put headphones on and I would sit close to the TV and I would turn the sound effects volume all the way up and the volume on the TV all the way up. I would just blast it and I would get in the cockpit mode and act like it was VR. Because that was the best way, the closest I could get to it. And it was just like chaos and explosions in the headphones. Um, and yeah, that this made me remember that this week, that just the ways you would experiment with different ways to play games back then because everything seemed like a possibility. And yeah, and I also used to love that Independence Day level, which is clearly inspired by Independence Day. It's got the big UFO above, and you're doing a dogfight below it. You know what I'm
Oh
talking about?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah. That was like my favorite. But anyway, I put this pretty high on the list because
Well, you owned
well,
it.
yeah. Where did you say you had it, Sean?
57.
Okay, yeah, I had it considerably higher. This just missed being a top 10 entry for me. I put it at number 11 on my list.
Okay. Okay.
So it's again a game I owned, so I have extra nostalgia for, but this is the type of game that I will throw on all the time. I run this, I've lost count of how many times I've played this game.
And well, I'll
Harrison?
share mine. This was also the first game to use Rumble Pack. You guys
Yeah,
got
that's true. It
any?
came with one.
You guys got
Yep.
any memories of that? Because I
Yeah,
kind of
changing batteries.
yeah, I kind of take it for granted now. But then I was thinking with the way Nintendo was going, with the direction they're going, I wonder if they would ever go back to the Rumble Pack, like oh there's a there's what's that new button on your Switch 2? There's a new button on your Switch 2 that does something.
Oh, the game chat thing?
Yeah, the game
Oh yeah.
chat, which requires like subscription, right? There's like the game chat button, but I wonder like if Nintendo would ever like go back to like, okay, now we're just gonna start taking things away again, and oh, you want the Rumble feature? Okay, that's $2. You want Rumble? $2 more.
Rumble Pack trivia. They when they were making GoldenEye, one of the things they experimented with was to change your clip. It might have been the memory card, not the
Oh,
Rumble
yeah,
Pack, but
yeah.
it's the same thing. You would have had
Yeah.
to like physically change the clip in the controller to change your clip, but it got obviously didn't make it too far. That's too much, too cumbersome.
Rumble
So where's
settings.
it ranking, Harrison?
Yeah, it's ranking 53 for me.
Okay.
It's right below 1080 and Wave Race. So it's tough because like those are all games that I really enjoy. And I think
Right.
I enjoy it more than Star Fox. So 53 is very solid. And I think it was a
Yeah.
lot of people's favorite game when it came out. So yeah.
For sure. All right, let's see what we're playing next time.
Same game, Fox.
Do we no, are we out of Star Fox games? We must be that are on there.
Yeah,
right?
we did all 3 of them.
Anyway, the game, I'm just searching the list. Yep, no more Star Fox left until they add Adventure to the GameCube service. But what we're playing next week is a double feature of some balloon games. We've got Balloon Fight on the NES and Balloon Kid on the Game Boy, which it's a good thing that just came out a few weeks ago because that originally was just Balloon Fight on the list, and I paired them together. So we would have
There
just
you
been
go.
playing Balloon Fight.
This just got released, didn't it? Is that
Balloon Kid, yeah.
Balloon Kid,
Balloon
yeah.
Kid
But I
did,
was
yeah.
I was like, did we just review this game?
Yeah. I paired them together in the randomizer, and now it pulled it. Balloon
we
Fight's
got
been
it.
in there forever.
Got it. Cool. Okay.
So a double balloony feature. It's Balloon Week. Bring your balloon animals. Anyway, thank everybody for listening. We've got some new Ninja Turtle nerds coming. Season 4 is going to be starting soon. Sean and I are recording that tomorrow. So it'll probably be up pretty soon. We got a new logo for season 4. I'm going to start making some new socials for that so that you can interact with us. Harrison, how are your pods doing?
New pod should be out tomorrow. Check out the gaming channel. All the descriptions are down below. Yeah, we'll keep it brief today. We ran a little bit long today. So there we
Okay.
go.
And we'll see you all next week for more Nintendo stuff. Bye.